I grew up as a young man catfishing, you know, from a kid all the way through my teenage years. Even after I got out of high school, I used to get in my truck and go down to the river, which was about an hour drive from the house, and go down there by myself for the whole weekend and fish, you know, and most of it was catfishing. Every now and then I'd catch sand bass or something, but it was mostly catfishing. It's how we grew up. So it's kind of embedded in my, I don't know what you say, my blood. It's in my blood to catfish. I just like it. It's enjoyable. I mean, obviously doing it your whole life, you're going to be knowledgeable of it. I'm going to show you guys something today. It's just a bait that I like to use, and it's something some guy I work with, my dad, kept telling him they catch a lot of, you know, good eater-sized catfish on, and I didn't believe in it. So I'm gonna drop into Kroger here in just a second. I'm gonna pick me up a cheap box of bran flakes, a little, you know, 20-ounce Big Red. I'm gonna mix me up some of that bait, and we're gonna go down here. Along with, I've got some frozen shad as well. And that typically works in this area that I'm going to. So just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea, rundown of what I'm gonna try to do today. Don't follow me. Big Red soda. Sometimes it's hard to find bran flakes. I usually have to get raisin bran and pick the raisins out, but let's just keep looking. All bran right there. All bran wheat flakes, bran flakes. Look at that, right there. A cheap box, Kroger brand. Try that. Bran flakes and Big Red. So I just left Kroger to pick up the bran flakes and Big Red for the bait I'm going to try to use today. And it's funny, it's hard to get used to the whole vlogging thing. I'm pretty new to that side of everything, and man, you go in the store and you're talking to yourself on camera with no one else around. People think you're nuts. They're all looking at you like you're insane. It's the only way I can get my point across, right? And that's how we all watch our content, is through vlogs and great video work. You know, it's just part of it. I'm bringing you along with me on my fishing trip, and that's part of my fishing trip, is having to stop and buy the ingredients to get bait. Alright, boys and girls, there's my bran flakes right there in the Ziploc bag. I usually seal it so I don't lose crumbs. Leave a little bit of air in there, but not too much. And just start crunching it up. I think that's probably good. I still got some bigger pieces in there, but they'll dissolve in that Big Red. Alright. So, open the bag. And then I did switch out that 2-liter for I don't know, it's like a 20-ounce up at the counter. Usually they don't have Big Red in those little fridges by the checkout, but today they did. So that saved me a little money. And just pour a little in there, not too much. And then you just close her back up and knead it into a dough ball. And it's funny, when you start out, it feels like there's no way I got enough Big Red in there. But then after just a little while, it starts to really turn doughy. You'd be surprised at how little Big Red you actually need. And that's one of the reasons, like I told you earlier, the first time I did this, first few times I did this, kind of trial and error, and made a mess of it because I put way too much fluid, thinking that's what I needed. So I just had 2 bass boats cruise through here. They're right up there, and they were telling me water temp 60 degrees in the creeks, but it's still in the low 50s out in the lake. So they're marking shad. There just isn't any reason we shouldn't find some catfish in here today. Alright. And the goal, after you make the ball, is just to let it sit here for a little bit. You know, just let it sit here and soak up that Big Red and turn into a solid ball of dough. I'm going to have to work on this rod. I am getting them bites still, so maybe we'll catch us a fish and maybe we'll catch us a turtle. So that's what the dough bait looks like right there. So what we want to do here, we want to reach in here and just get a chunk. I don't know, about the size of a, between a quarter and $1/2. Just dough it up in a ball. This is the way I like to do it, right here. I run the line through it about halfway through the ball, and then I just slide it down like this. Get that line on in there, and then I push the hook into the bottom of it, and then dough it. And what I like to do is, well, that didn't work too good. Let's try again. All right, I'm gonna run the line halfway through the ball, and then dough it at the bottom, and pyramid it up the line. So you want it to look like a teardrop. That way the hook's at the very bottom of it, and it's stuck to the line too. And that's what you end up with right there. Little ball of bait. And you want to be careful not to chunk it off, and it will kind of dissolve in the water a little bit and be giving off scent. I want that stout drag. It's gonna be a stout fish if it ends up being a carp, but it's a cat, it won't be bad. Here we go. Alright, I really have no idea what to expect on that one out of this body of water. I usually don't use that bait too much. Well, that's kind of crazy. The minute I went to pick that up, the line started jumping. I thought I didn't have any bait. Uh-oh, I got him. Thought I didn't. He was swimming right at me. Let's see if I got a fish or a turtle. He's going nuts. Alright, give me the net. Give me the net. He didn't realize he was caught for a little while. And then once he realized, he didn't like it. He still don't like it. And I may lose him because I didn't know I had him either. Alright, here we go. So we want him. Get in there. Alright. Nice little channel. I'll take those. I love that size. Them's the eaters, man. Them's the good eaters. Open your jaw. I can't get that hook out if you don't open up. Got him. Ha ha ha. About time. Jeez, that guy had been messing with me for a while. All right, nice little cat looks like. Oh yeah. Nice little cat. Down there gorging on those thread fins, man. Ugh. You've been doing. I saw that school of threadfin shad down there for the last 2 hours. You've been sitting under them, going crazy. Let a turtle bite you too. All right, let's get him out of there. The hook's kind of tangled up in this net. There we go. Look at that bite down there, man. Turtle got him good. It's a nice little channel right there. I'm gonna put him on a stringer temporarily, as I may let these guys go. That's a nice little fish right there. Got damn, and bite too. Shoo! Bite hard. Nice little channel though. He's bigger than the first one a little bit. A little bit bigger. But laying down there too long, let them turtles bite on you. Turtles will get them if I put them on a stringer. They'll come up and bite. I've had crappie just eat in half from the bottom of a stringer. There we go. All right. was, man, that's a soft bite. I mean, getting a lot of soft bites today. Heck, if I had $1 for every bite, by God, I wouldn't have to work the rest of the week. Holy crap, have a fish on. He was sitting there with it in his mouth. Oh, he came off. That figures. Oh, that was ridiculous. Holy crap. Well, like I said, I can't fish without losing a trip, at least. That was hilarious right there. He was just sitting there with it in his mouth. Wasn't biting on it, didn't tug on it. I just picked it up, reeled it in. And there he was. Well, that's one I missed. That's one for sure. Now I'm ready to walk out of here. I'm getting a bite on that one. Gonna leave it in the water for a little bit longer. Well, we definitely caught something on the big red and brand flakes. I didn't make it all the way to shore with it, but clearly you could see it. So he was rolling and fighting pretty good. It definitely wasn't a carp, it was a cat, because if it was a carp, he would have been darting side to side. That fish was rolling, trying to get off. Well, today we didn't have as much success as we usually do. Had a lot of soft bites though. Some pretty nice fish right there though. I mean, those are some really good eating catfish right there. Make some good sized fillets. Those 2 fish should feed my whole family. So, a meal at least. I'm gonna let them go. Let them go back. Look at them fat bellies. Pew! Take off, boy. Them fat bellies. You're gorging on them thread fins, haven't you? Yeah, I would have too, probably. There they go. You're all free to go. As reluctant to reel up as I am always, I hate leaving a fishing hole no matter what, but I need to get out of here. Boy, weather, I got a thunderstorm headed my way and it's getting really dark right now. I got to trek out of this. That is not going to be fun. So, it is what it is. Me standing here staring at this rod, hoping I get a quick bite, is the equivalent of a bass fisherman saying one more cast. It's just hard to leave. I gotta work all the rest of the week and won't get to be out much and get to missing it. We're gonna have pretty good weather. Water up to 60, shad all up in this creek. Fishing be pretty good. I've been watching largemouth blow up that whole grass line chasing shad. I bet you there's some crappie in here with those water temps. Man. Wish I would have got that fish in that bit on that brand flakes and big red. I'd like to see the size of that fish. Well, getting out of here for tonight. It's getting dark and storm's moving in here. So, had a good time. Was only here a couple hours, but still had fun. Glad they have this trail in here. I wouldn't want to trek any further through the woods than I did. Well, I used my big red and brand flakes, and I did catch one fish. Didn't get him all the way in, but did get it on film. So, be glad to get out here again. May try to hit the sand bass run tomorrow after work. I'll be in that Rowlett Creek area working. So, thorny vines poke you in the eye. Break your rod if you're not careful. I actually done broke a rod doing that once. Anyway, so let me get out of this sketchy area and I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a good night.